I have with me, as I told you a little earlier, to anticipate, Mr. Len Gibson and James Brown, the founders of the Peachtree Village International Film Festival.
Welcome.
Welcome. Are you with us, gentlemen?
Yes. This is LEN GIBSON right here.
Hey, hello, sir. Do we have Mr. Brown calling as well?
I'm not sure. He may be calling in shortly. He's not on with me, but so hopefully we get him in a minute or two.
All right. Well, we'll take half of the dynamic duo.
Yeah, you will do for now.
So how are
It's
things?
all good.
Absolutely.
You've been a busy bee.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Well, it's good to have you here. We really appreciate you calling in, man.
So,
Not a problem, man. It's always a pleasure to get with you guys.
well, we absolutely enjoy. I definitely want to get into talking about the Peachtree Village International Film Festival that's coming up in August. But before we jump in there, give us in our list a little bit more information about Len Gibson, kind of what your journey has been in the film industry, and where you are right now.
Wow, it's interesting. I mean, I kind of started out in journalism and media, and transitioned into film pretty quickly when I realized the money that everybody was making as a journalist, and didn't realize that is just as hard, if not harder,
Right.
as a filmmaker. But I will say that I have an interesting journey. Started at pretty high, on the list of companies to work for with MTV, about 12 years ago. And throughout that time frame, I mean, I've been blessed to work with, networks such as HBO and A&E and several others throughout the years. And now it's just all about trying to take care of me, producing my projects now, and also just trying to take the film festival to another level.
Okay. We understand too that you do work in front of the camera and behind the camera. Now, in front of the camera, we know that you guest star on American Central Street.
Yeah, it was one of them things, man. I kind of got drafted to do some things in front of the camera, but I'm a behind the camera type guy, though.
Okay. Do you have a preference between the two? Like what's like more comfortable for you to do in front of the camera work or behind the scenes work?
Definitely behind the scenes. I'm more creative in terms of putting the ideas together and seeing it, develop on screen.
Okay.
Now, Len, I have to ask you in terms of the writing part and being able to tell your story and how you transitioned into film. Getting in the door, that initial getting in the door, what was that particular journey like? Was it more about networking? Is it someone that's coming up that if you were to mentor them, following in your footsteps, what would it be that you would tell them about that part of the journey?
I tell people all the time, when you start out in this game, it's all about giving of yourself, because when you donate your time and you give of yourself, only good things can happen, as long as you have the right intentions in mind. When I first started, I tell people all the time that even in undergrad, I had 4 internships. 4.
Wow.
And, it's interesting because you find young folks today that don't want to do one internship. They're like, how much are you going to pay me?
Right.
I'm like, okay. There's nothing wrong with making money, but you got to start somewhere.
Right.
It's kind of hard for a network or a successful individual to tell you no if you say, you know what, I'm willing to work for free.
Yes.
Imagine how much fun a lot of us would be if we walked up to a studio or to a network and say, hey, look, I'm willing to give you 10 hours a week for free just so I can learn. A lot of us would have a lot more experience.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're down in the what we call Black Hollywood, down in Atlanta, Georgia,
Yes.
and there's a lot of
That's right.
opportunity that is you know just right there in the heart of the city. You have some projects that are in pre-production and that you're working on. Can you tell us about that? And are there opportunities for somebody up and coming to come and intern with you?
Yeah, like up and coming comedians.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're always after opportunities. I mean, comedians are always welcome.
Okay, I love it. That's what I'm talking about.
We're always, trying to take our projects to the next level. I mean, two of the projects that we're working on now specifically, one is called Destin. A great writer-director by the name of Qasim Bashir, who actually wrote and directed the film Muslim, which was loosely based on his life. Was an award-winning film starring Angela Bassett, and some other great actors that was in the film as well too. But he is coming back with his second feature film, and this film, Destin, is going to be bananas. It's actually, it's starring Mekhi Phifer, Omar Epps, Keith David. It's going to be a really, really solid film. So we're excited about that.
Right there. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Great cast.
Okay. Now referring to this, I know the title is Marie. How did that come about, and what does that represent?
Well, Memory is actually our title sponsor for this year, so that's where that name came from.
Right.
And it's interesting because I'm glad you mentioned the name, because Memory in general is actually a new, fresh credit bureau, believe it or not.
Wow.
We have Experian, we have TransUnion, we have Equifax, but the next one is Memory.
Okay.
And the beautiful thing about this new credit bureau is that it's giving people a fresh start. Imagine being able to start with a credit bureau without having any blemishes on your credit.
Oh, that'd be a dream. That's heaven right there, man. That's heaven.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it's really all about. I mean, you can find out more about Seminary just by going to myseminary.com.
Okay.
Like mysemery.com. It's real cool. You'll hear a lot more about it, as people get more in tune with the festival this year.
Okay, we definitely look forward to it.
Absolutely.
Now, I remember last year was an absolute incredible event. Vivica Fox was honored, and just really that whole event, particularly that part, as the things were winding down at the award ceremony, just absolutely taken away with all the folks that came out to support her and the honor that you guys gave her, and just really an incredible event. What can people anticipate this year in terms of what are the classes going to be? What what are some of the features, if you can leak anything to us?
Wow, there are going to be some interesting things. I mean, I have about 4 really, really cool things that I think people are really going to enjoy this year. The first thing that's fresh and it's new is we're doing a Save the Music concert with VH1 this year. We're opening the festival with a real high concert, and we have people like Life Jennings, we have the Mad Violinist, we have the Alumni, which is hip-hop classic artists such as Chubb Rock, Dana Dane,
Wow.
Kwame, Greg Nice from Nice and Smooth. All of them, they're going to be performing together. And then we got a surprise that's coming in a couple of days as a headliner for the show. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We open the festival with that concert.
Oh, it's going to be off.
Oh yeah, I definitely think so, man. Something else that's really going to be hot this year, we're doing a really, really cool writing workshop with Bentley Kyle Evans and Stacey Morgan Evans, brother and sister duo. Everybody watch Martin, all-time favorite show for a lot of folks. Bentley Kyle Evans was one of the producers and writers of that show. And he's also producer and writer of Love That Girl with Tatiana Ali
Yeah,
on
yeah.
TV One. And then he also was producer and writer of the Jamie Foxx show. And Stacey, his sister, worked on the Parkers. So many good shows. And you'll get a chance to really sit in a workshop and learn, like, the trade secrets in terms of how to be successful as a writer in in Hollywood. And it's gonna it's gonna be real cool because they're gonna really give you all the tidbits, all the details that you need to be successful as a writer. And outside of that, I mean, we're awarding people this year, such as Ernest Thomas, from What's Happened. That's going to be real cool.
Everybody
giving him a legendary award.
Wow.
And we got Camille Winbush, who played the daughter of Bernie Mac in the Bernie Mac show. We're giving her a Rising Star Award. So a lot of good things happen.
I see that is definitely on target for another incredible festival. Now, at this point, are you still taking submissions?
Yes, we are. We're actually in what we call an extended deadline period now. So filmmakers have until June 10th to submit films or screenplays.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You know, I actually have another interesting question for you, Mr. Lynn. Now, since you started back 8 years ago with this with the Peachtree event, how many people, any name, like, ever since you started, like, is there any big name, like, filmmakers or actors or entertainers that's blew since they participated doing this?
Yeah, you know what? Some really interesting things that happened over the years, man. One is I know pretty much everybody that's listening. If you haven't seen this movie, you've heard of it. 32, the Jackie Robinson movie, right?
Yes.
Rick Boseman, who played Jackie Robinson, he was one of the first actors, believe it or not, that participated in our festival.
Wow.
It's interesting because at the time he was fresh out of college, and he did a film called Blood Over a Broken Pond. I remember that film today because it was such a good short film. The interesting thing is he didn't win.
Oh.
He didn't win that year, but his film made a great impact, and I knew that he had an incredible talent, not only as a director, writer, but as an actor. Right. And 8 years later, he's playing Jackie Robinson, so that's kind of interesting.
And going on to other feature films that like multicultural cast, major but behind them. Yeah, he's definitely. So yeah, you have to hone your craft and film festivals are a great way to come together to network, to put your stuff out there, give feedback on what you're doing, connect, know what distribution, what those channels are like. One question that came to my mind is when you're talking about writers, and we have this influx of the reality TV shows, particularly in some demographics. There's a lot of reality TV. What do you see in terms from where you sit with your vision, where things might go in terms of opportunities for writers when we have so much of this reality TV happening?
Well, this is the thing. It's always, it's always going to be a paradigm shift, regardless of what industry it is. Things are always going to change. And right now we're in the land, the market of reality TV. But at the same time, web television is growing in a significant way.
We
know I always tell writers, if you're a writer, write, get creative.
Mm-hmm.
You can write a web series that can, just blow people's mind and have 10, 20 million people watching a show, on the web.
Mm-hmm.
You can write, you can still write on your craft. You look at someone like Shonda Rhimes, okay, she has, of course, 2 hit TV shows on the same network.
Wow.
With Grey's Anatomy and Scandal.
Mm-hmm.
It's so,
Okay.
Yes.
as a writer, you just got to find a way to really, make yourself different. Change the landscape and the minds of people, and make them want to watch a drama series or a comedy versus a reality show.
Well, you know what? That just takes me back to, the thought that your gift will make room for you. Your gift will always make for
Oh,
you.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, true indeed.
Absolutely.
Well, I know that I'm excited about what's coming up in terms of the Peachtree Village International Film Festival, August. What are those exact dates, Len?
Sure. The dates are August 23rd through the 25th. August 23rd through the 25th, Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. And people can hit your site.
Yeah, absolutely. People can go to our site, which are the initials of the festival, pviff.com. Paul Victor Frank.com, pviff.com.
And they can also find you on Facebook with that as well.
Absolutely. They can look up Peachtree Village International Film Festival online, and they will definitely find it.
And the people that want to follow on Twitter?
Yep, they can the same initials like the website, PVIFS. You
Okay.
type that in, you can definitely follow us, and we try to keep things updated, new information. So we would love for you guys to follow us on Twitter or check us out on Facebook.
Absolutely.
Well, we're absolutely looking forward to that. We thank you for taking some time to drop in on us, give us an update on where things are with the film festival and with you. And I definitely want to put my dibs in now for the interview as we get close to the release of your two projects.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
So I definitely want to be in on that first. Thanks again, LEN GIBSON, for tuning in to BKS1Radio.com. We so appreciate you, and be checking in for more updates closer to the film festival date.
Okay, cool. Definitely. I appreciate you guys allowing me to come on the show.
Absolutely.
Big supporter of you guys, so keep doing what you do. We appreciate you.
Same here.
We
Likewise.
trying to be like you when we grow up, man. Bottom line.
Nah, man. Be better.
No doubt.
All right. Thanks again. Have a great night, and we'll look forward to catching up with you very soon.
Okay, absolutely. Have a good night.
All
You
right.
too,
then.
baby.